This is the process of what you would call disease. It starts off with what? Ingestion. How you think about your food, how you bring your food into your mouth. You chew that food, now you come into digestion. Once you digest, what happens is the adrenal gland starts to utilize. Then you absorb. You absorb through your blood, then you utilize what you absorb. After that, you're supposed to eliminate. Most people are not eliminating. You're not eliminating toxins out of your body. You're not eliminating the metabolic food that you ate. You're not eliminating all the stress that you went through out the day. You're not eliminating on the emotional level. You're not eliminating because you're not talking about what hurt your feelings. You're not eliminating because somebody double crossed you. You didn't speak on it. You're not eliminating because you wanted to cry, but you needed to be strong for the family, or however you look at it. So you holding all these tears in. You're not eliminating because all the things that happened to you when you was little, you ain't standing up and speaking against it. You're not eliminating because you need to be journaling, writing down all the bull crap that you've been going through, and you're not writing it down. You're not eliminating because you're not praying. Even if you're praying to your higher self, you're still not praying. You're not eliminating. You're not eliminating because you're not speaking the life you want. So meaning you're not putting out affirmations and not speaking of the change that you want to see in the world and see in your body. You have to eliminate. Because if you don't eliminate, you accumulate. When you accumulate, you become congested. When you become congested, the body goes through toxicity. Toxicity then brings on deficiency, because what gets toxic? The blood. When the blood is full of toxins and the lymphatic system is full of toxins, without the lymphatic system, you can't get your fats. You can't get your vitamin A's. You can't get your vitamin K's. You can't get your vitamin D. You can't get your vitamin E. These are fat-soluble minerals. See that? You can't get your water. You can't get your hydration, your cations and your anions, because your blood is being blocked. So now the toxicity causes roadblocks and brings on deficiency. Now deficiency becomes an oxygen deficiency. The deficiency comes a malnourished deficiency, because you're not getting no minerals, you're not getting no cations, you're not getting no anions, you're not getting no macronutrients, your micronutrients, you're not getting electricity. So now you're deficient. You're deficient in your emotions. You don't know how to express yourself to nobody. You don't know how to express yourself to your significant other. You ain't had sex in a while. You just tapped out of the world. You deficient emotionally. You ain't talked to God in a minute. You deficient spiritually. You deficient physically. You deficient. So since the toxicity brought on the deficiency brings on adaptation. Now your body starts to adapt to it. Now you start adapting to it. You think it's cool being an asshole. You think it's cool not communicating your thoughts. You think it's cool being lonely. Did you know loneliness is one of the number one cause of disease? So-called disease, loneliness, y'all. It's studies on it. Look it up. You think it's cool not having friends. You think it's cool being ducked off in the corner all day. Do you know that in order to have community means communication? Without community, you die quicker? You have to commune. You have to communicate. And now you adapt into these unnormal lifestyles that you think is normal. It ain't normal. Now your cells have to adapt to this deprived body of oxygen, so the cells start to adapt and becomes anaerobic. Now it uses lactic acid to proliferate cell growth. Now it uses lactic acid in bacteria to actually get glycolysis, or what you would call burn sugar. And guess what that do? It drives tumors. Drive the tumor marker up. So now your body adapting. Now since your body have to adapt in order to it to survive, it have to mutate. Now you mutated. Damn, she ain't the person she used to be. She mutated. Damn, he don't act like he used to act. He different now. He done mutated. Now you look in the mirror, you don't even know what you looking at. You look in the mirror, you don't even know who you are anymore. Your ingestion was wrong. What you was bringing into your environment, what you was bringing into your cipher was wrong. Whether we talking about physically, whether we talking about spiritually, whether we talking about emotionally, whether we talking about physically. It was wrong. Then your digestion was wrong. The way that you digested that information, the way that you heard that food for thought, or the way that you digested that actual real food, it wasn't food you was supposed to be putting in your body. So now you're going to absorb it wrong. You're absorbing all of the toxic metabolic waste that comes from it. You're absorbing all of this wrong misinformation that you've been hearing, that you've been programmed to believe in your whole life. Now you're utilizing it wrong. Since you was fed the misinformation, since you grew up seeing a broken household, now you teaching your family members the same thing. You teaching your children these same behaviors. So since your body cannot utilize it, guess what? It backs up. Now you cannot eliminate. You can't eliminate your frustration. You can't eliminate your fear. You can't eliminate what you had to say. You can't eliminate your sadness. You can't eliminate that metabolic toxic waste, those neurotoxins that you've been putting in your body, all of those metals that you've been putting in your body, all the microplastic that you've been putting. You can't even eliminate it. So since you can't eliminate, it brings on congestion. Now you full of ish, literally. Now you full of ish mentally, metabolically, symbolically. Not only is you toxic physically, you toxic mentally. You always arguing, you always combative, you always have something to say. Nothing is never right. You in a complaining mode, the woe is me mode. And this toxicity brings on what, Nabi? Deficiency. Now you deficient in spirit. You deficient in the Yah mind. You deficient in God. You deficient in intellect. You deficient in love. You deficient in nutrients. You deficient in minerals. You deficient in amino acids, carboxylic acid. Now, since you're deficient, you have to adapt. Now you cool with it because you done gave up. Now you mutate. Y'all see how disease starts off mentally and spiritually, then take a physical manifestation hold on your body? That's why you have to get out of the environment. And that's what I did. That's what I do. I created an environment for y'all to come to. I just bought, how many square feet is that school?
38,000 square feet.
38,000 square feet school, y'all. And the whole property is over 220,000 square feet. It's on 7.9 acres. Beautiful school. Beautiful. Got a lecture hall in it. Classrooms. Full kitchen, cafeteria. Activity physical therapy room. The school is so amazing. This is for us. I'm building something great for us. Like I really am, because we have to change the environment. I am going around the world. I promise y'all, my mission until my last breath is to go around the world and create micro blue zones.
Blue zones are longevity hotspots. Essentially, these areas, found using research and data, have a high concentration of centenarians or people over 100 years old, as well as elderly people free from diseases that are common with old age.
To go around the world and create micro blue zones where we create little bitty heavens on earth everywhere I touch my feet at. That way you can get away from this environment and go into an environment that we created as a community that have foods that's one ingredientless foods. That have food that they ain't selling processed foods. From soil to table, the food we eat come directly from the soil. We recompromise and recomposition our soil. We brought up the pH balance of our soil. We got all the nanobot technology and all of the metals out. We use the right rocks to remineralize the soil. So everything you eat, you can trust and know that spirit and tradition and health and wellness and biochemistry and science went into this food. It's got trees. Every place that I'm creating, we planting trees. We planting so many trees, so it's going to be oxygenated. You cannot change the world unless you change yourself. But while I'm helping you change your physical environment to help you heal through my geogenetic level 2 package, which is on my site, through my 3 bitters, getting you in my facility, putting you on all of these different detoxes, heavy metal, foot detox, putting you in a sauna, putting you in a near infrared light bed, putting you on post electrical magnetic therapy, you taking your baking soda, lemon shot water in the rising, you need to be working on your spirit. You need to be working on your mind. Anything that is disturbing or disrupting your peace, by all costs, you need to get rid of it. Going through all of this in 3 months, you look at your CAE, you look at your CA19, your CAE19. These are all cancer antigen markers. You look at your AFP, you look at your GGT, you look at your ALT, your AST. You start looking at your complete blood work and your female comprehensive metabolic cancer panels, all of the numbers go down. And you start seeing a physical reduction of the tumor. There's many things you can do. There's many different ways to act. And I don't want to say fight cancer because we're not fighting. Because when you look at cancer, cancer is the body's trying to heal itself. We just helping it out. And we need to take out the trash. And the way you take out the trash is by way of the lymphatic system. Your best friend is going to be breathing to move the actual cisterna-kali lymph node, to move the lacteals, to move the Peyer's patches, to move the iliac nodes, to move the inguinal nodes, to move that cecum valve, to move that appendix to get the right bacteria into that large intestine, that transverse colon. Breathing. Next thing is going to be your manual lymphatic massages, which I can do for you. I'm training a lot of people right now. I'm going to be training more people once we do this job fair and I hire a bunch of people because I'm opening up this big old school. And you getting on my lymphatic acoustic bed. But your main thing is going to be breathing. Breath work is going to be amazing for you. Sunlight, hydration, making sure you're sipping on a bunch of alkaline forming water. You have to hydrate yourself. Killing those parasitics, being around loved ones, laughing, being happy, stretching your body, lymphatic massages.